Everyone wants to retire early, and investing $1 million into SCHD or any dividend paying ETF to generate passive income for living off of dividends is so key to do this. It's a common strategy for focused investors. However, it is very important to actually approach this the correct way. And before we start, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more because we talk so much about retiring early, fire movement, SCHD, and so much more. Understanding SCHD's dividend yield is crucial to understand this concept. SCHD typically offers a dividend yield in the range of 3 to 4%. The exact yield fluctuates based on market conditions. But let's assume a conservative 3.5% yield for our calculations. Obviously, SCHD has a very consistent growth rate as well as a really consistent dividend as well. Estimating annual income from dividends. So you want to calculate this obviously with an annual income of $1 million times 0.035%. And that's $35,000 per year in dividends. The math is extremely, extremely simple. And yeah, you can live off dividends with $35,000, okay, per year, obviously. How much will you, and by the way, that doesn't tell the whole story. Because you're also getting, if you, let's just say, have $35,000, okay, per year in dividends with $1 million in retirement. The dividend, first of all, the dividend increases, and also the money compounds over time. So when you're actually when you have that one, let's just say it's $1 million in SCHD. Let's just say it's that, okay? Which, guess what? You're gonna have, when you want to retire, then you're gonna have to have something in the bank account to be able to retire, right? This isn't like rocket science. So you're going to have to live off of these expenses, and not only that, but the dividend will increase, as well as the actual SCHD itself should, as it has over time, should increase in terms of growth, of course, depending on the market conditions. Obviously, I always have to say that. But if you look at the history, if you would have invested, let's just say in 2011 or 2013 or whatever, it compounded all the way up until now, like a ladder, okay? Not a straight, cute little ladder, okay? But it's a ladder nevertheless, a nice, nice and smooth. Next, consider your living expenses, obviously. Adjust expenses to fit within the $35,000 of dividend income, at least for the time being, okay? So if you wanted to just like live or downsize, etc., then fine. But guess what? You could potentially potentially get a bigger place, going forward, as long as SGHD continues to compound. Reinvesting dividends. Another strategy to build wealth over time while still living off of dividends is to reinvest the dividends back into SCHD or other assets that generate passive income. Reinvesting can significantly grow your portfolio over the years, increasing your future dividend income. For example, if you reinvest your $35,000 into annual dividends into SCHD, and assuming SCHD provide another 3.5% yield, you can estimate future growth. After 1 year reinvesting $35,000, you would add approximately $1,225 in dividends to your account alone. That's what I'm trying to tell you when it comes to compound interest. And yeah, a lot of people, like, not a lot, but there are a few of you who have commented, which genuinely is just ridiculous, that it's like, oh yeah, you have to have X amount to be able to retire and live off of dividends. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. I mean, come on. I mean, Jesus, come on. Like, money ain't free, guys. Okay, it's shit is not free. Okay, you have to actually work for it. Account for inflation and taxes. It is annoying. It's annoying. Okay, I mean, come on. Account for inflation and taxes. Inflation and taxes can erode both the purchasing power of your dividends and the amount you actually keep. Inflation over time, inflation will increase the cost of living, meaning the amount you need to withdraw will rise. But there's also growth when you're talking about SCHD as well, hopefully, as I said. So that hopefully will combat potentially inflation, of course, because the actual cost of your initial investment will hopefully, as it has proven over time, will historically rise. Obviously, tax considerations. Qualified dividends from SCHD are typically taxed at a lower rate, 0%, 15%, or 20%, depending on, of course, your income. Diversification for stability. While SCHD is a strong ETF, consider diversifying your $1 million investment across multiple dividend-focused ETFs or stocks to mitigate risks potentially as well. I always say this, always diversify. This is just an option. I'm not saying that you should definitely do X, Y, and Z, okay? But like dividend or ETFs such as VOO, VYM, DVY potentially, okay, are at least worth looking into. There are also high quality dividend paying individual stocks like Johnson & Johnson, Coca-Cola, etc. Reevaluate your investment regularly. As I've said before, this is actually a Peter Lynch principle where he says every 6 months you should at least reevaluate your investments. I would normally use the principle of like every 3 months, but that's just me. And so what does everyone think? Remember to leave it in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.